We're going to go ahead and do a specific reading for twin flames, for the twin flame collective, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine. Today is bringing some big energies. We have Mercury and Cancer that is in a conjunction with our North Node, which is in Aries, and it has been playing out some important themes. This is important for twin flames as this is a destined alignment, and we can expect that to be the theme over the next few weeks as we'll say the nodes of fate, or our North Node is going to be very, very active over the next few weeks. What that means is some of you guys are doing a major cleaning or clear up of energies in your life. And this is also where destiny behind the scenes steps in your life. This is like the universe or the hand behind the curtain, So expect a lot of, we'll say, fated things to play out in your life, and this can look different for different people, but this is like all about the universe getting you back on track and back on track with your destined path. Twin flames are a destined connection. You are meant to meet when you do. However, oftentimes they can trigger a lot of deep healing work as we're humans and dealing with a lot of heavy things that we're clearing right now. We have a huge focus with today's energies and the energies over the next couple of weeks of, we'll say, clearing relationship patterns and healing different things that may be coming up too. But these are very positive energies that we can be tapping into. So expect themes around relationships, love, fate, and destiny over the next couple of weeks too. If you have met your twin flame, this is meant to happen in divine timing. Even the separations, reunions, and unions are something that are destined to play out for both of you. So if you know your twin flame, they're going to be on your mind a little bit extra right now, as Mercury can deal with the mind too. All right, so we're going to do a reading for the divine feminine just to see what is going on. You might be feeling the full moon hangover. These are my favorite energies, right? These are my favorite energies to show up in now, but you might be, it just kind of depends, or you might feel those kind of vibes across the collective. We're still integrating last night's Capricorn full moon, and this was about our, we'll say, goals and long-term goals too with these energies. So now we're going to add in today's energies to that mix. So all of a sudden you're going to be thinking about what you want around your love life long term. That's easy. You already know. It's something that very easily, when you think about your love life, for some it might be different. Some of you guys want right, long-term partnership, marriage, children. It could be different for everyone of what you want and what you desire. When it comes to the big picture and long-term picture of your love life especially, so you already kind of know. These North Node energies are activating that. They bring a lot of very positive energies. In a few days, we're going to have Venus align with our North Node again too. So bringing a lot of positive energies that we can tap into for a lot of healing too. Okay. So when we talk about aligning with our destiny, which is what we want to do, this is also aligning with union, because our union is something that is destined to happen, but sometimes destiny can involve a lot more than that too. It could be who you're becoming. It could be a purpose, mission, things like that. Okay, so divine feminine, we're going to tap into the divine feminine collective first. Divine masculine, if you're watching, messages from your feminine. I always look for you at airports as if we'll be in the same place of the world. Some of you guys might be at different places or may have made travel plans. This is a big thing coming up across the collective, but you might be living in different cities, different places, different countries. It just kind of depends. You may have made plans to meet. And this could be like, maybe some of you guys have travel on your mind. I know I have a lot lately, right? You're needing that holiday, that vacation, or to even see your twin flame too. So you might be thinking about them, and it could be plans that you made. Okay, with this Mercury energy, it's all about keeping your promises, right? Maybe there were plans made that didn't work out, or you wanted to do something together, or whatever it is too. So Mercury is bringing up like plan energy, whether this stuff is played out or not too. And it's bringing this kind of energy up too. Time passes, but my feelings don't change, even though you no longer trust me with your heart. I don't think there's anything more heartbreaking than some of the things that twin flames deal with. It's going to bring up all your fears, insecurities. Usually these play out in your connection. Sometimes there's other karma zoned out. I don't think there's more heartbreaking than the rejection that the divine feminine tends to go through, whether for some, and this is just a general reading before I go into this, just take what resonates for your situation, but because everyone is different, but I see a lot of the same themes that play out as I work with so many different twin flames. So because this is a general reading, just take what is for you, for your situation. I always recommend doing the one-on-one readings on my website. Do those phone calls to me. They'll go into your specific situation and help you a ton. I also am an energy worker. I do healings, activations, and clearings, and teach tons of classes. I also do twin flame coaching, which I think you need, because I always see people kind of are in their patterns and stuck in it. That will help you to heal a lot of different things and challenges that come up specifically on the twin flame journey too. So this is all about like this is a reading for the divine feminine. Divine feminine can go through a lot of rejection. The divine masculine can hurt you in different ways. They may have even karma owed out with different people and situations, and this could involve third parties, karmic situations. For some, not wanting to come out of that singlehood and wanting to date and keep their options open and look for other options. For some, just wanting to keep that single lifestyle, but this wasn't presented to you in the beginning, right? Usually it's after. For some, their twin flame is denied the connection. I had just had someone I watched go through this, and I think it's very common where their twin flame, said someone else was their twin flame, or that they were the karmic to their twin flame. This is all very hurtful stuff, but it's all the times it has a lot to do with your thoughts and what's held within your subconscious belief system, because your twin flame will play out or act out these narratives or situations. We have a lot of Saturn karmic energy that's going to help us this week with clearing the old narratives and stories that are not serving us, and I think that's amazing energy. Is oftentimes when you are a twin flame, you get swept up in these narratives. Oftentimes the twin flame, the masculine twin flame, may reject, ghost, abandon the feminine, go off to do their own thing, maybe even block. It just kind of depends. And oftentimes divine feminine is left with so much healing. And first, this is part of the twin flame process, because you have to face that healing, but first it's got to be triggered. Usually you're opposite ends of the dynamic too, so we see a lot of this stuff with divine feminine to masculine, healing different issues on each side. So oftentimes, not all the time, but twin flame divine feminine is coming out of a lot of codependent relationships in the past, even maybe family stuff like that. So divine masculine may hurt and abandon them and leave them on their own. On the other side, we have a lot of masculines playing out avoidance patterns. So divine feminine usually triggers these things so they can work on it. And it's a very uncomfortable process where all of this stuff, whatever it is that the universe thinks that you need to heal and shift and work on, comes to the surface. So there is a triggering of energies that happens. Oftentimes it just comes down to needing to heal more of the old baggage and hurts and wounds, whatever you're holding on to energetically. Oftentimes this is a subconscious process. We're not always consciously aware of what's going on, right? Or why we're triggering our twin flame or vice versa. So this is where like doing a lot more energy healing will help, whether healing subconscious patterns and programs, or even things energetically like energy blocks that are blocking up the connection, purging out fear-based narratives and beliefs. I saw somewhere it says that usually separation cycles are kicked off. It takes 2 years to cleanse and heal certain things. You're like, oh my God. I said, oh my God, right? Okay, so it could, and that's just like really working on your energy. So oftentimes there's like a whole process that twin flames go through, and that's at the least, right? So sometimes it's a whole cleansing and purifying and healing process. Just be mindful of that you will trigger this person and they will trigger you to heal on a deeper level. My spirit is always with you. Can you feel me? Do you still love me too? Masculine wondering if you still love them, and maybe they're not sure, or you weren't showing that too, maybe because of that triggering we were talking about. Divine feminine can always feel this masculine around them, even if you're in a separation, unable to clear that connection. And this is spirit as well too. Their spirit and spirit guiding you together too. So, you know, you can always feel this person that was talking about it. It's something that takes up a lot of your focus, and it's always there energetically, especially those of you, most twin flames are empaths, are sensitive to energy and can kind of tap in more to this energy. So both twin flames should be empaths, and you're very sensitive to, you know, energies, especially each other's energy. You may feel this person guiding you. They may have come into your life and played a very important role, obviously, in your healing, spiritual awakening, and maybe even guiding you. My memories of you haunt me and keep me thinking about what could have been. And so, you know, there have been certain choices made that may have been led to where you're at, or even in separation or being slow to union. Depends on where you're at in your process. This is just a general reading. So knowing that oftentimes twin flames get in these cycles of wishing things had gone differently, because at first it starts out as like this fairy tale love bubble, and then the healing and the ego comes out and different things that need to be cleansed, dealt with, and healed. And it's all about wishing that you could have stayed in that higher 5D state, or wanting to get back to that higher 5D love state with your twin flame too. So this is like the energy of regret and wishing things had gone differently, or you could have done things differently on the divine feminine side. But this is part of the learning process, that things that you're learning and the growth that you're getting out of this connection. I know we've been together in past lives. I recognize you. You were never a stranger to me. Usually we'll notice twin flames click immediately when they meet. And this is because you pick up where you left off in past lives. If you've been through cycles of, we'll say, reunion and union in this lifetime with your twin flame, you know that you always, if you come out of a separation, can pick up right where you left off energetically, and it feels very comfortable, and you guys can just kind of vibe and pick up. This is that powerful soul connection. This is the deepest connection that you can go into. But because we're living in strange times on planet Earth, this is all about spiritual awakening, healing, and ascension. And this relationship helps to get you there. And so it's a very intense connection too. But you know this is a past life connection. You're destined to meet this person, and you're destined to be together with this person. But sometimes it just kind of depends on how that process is going, because once again, this is a divinely guided connection. So the divine controls a lot of what will go on with this connection too. But you know this is a past life connection, and that this is your person. I'm afraid of commitment. This person may have triggered your fear of commitment or avoidance issues within the feminine too, within your own masculine energies and things like that. This could be relationship fears and all sorts of things that have come up with this person. Sometimes this is based on old wounds and patterns or things of the past. You're having to release fear for the divine feminine, which could have gotten in the way of the connection. It may have distorted how you saw your masculine or saw things, you know, and it's just something that you're having to go in to clear. Know that you're clearing some very deep blocks that go back to your family, ancestral line, and even past lifetimes for you, divine feminine. I regret what I did to you. You might not have treated your masculine good, or you might regret things that you said or did, or how things went on your side. You may have reacted badly when triggered or out of your own pain or wounding. You might not have understood their side of things, and just this could play out or manifest it in many different ways. I want to reach out, but I don't know how. I don't feel like I deserve you. Triggering solar plexus issues around confidence, self-worth, and self-esteem to work on. Work on just unconditional love with yourself and healing yourself during this time. This is going to give you that shine that is going to help your connection too. I knew you were the one when I met you. Oftentimes you guys are made aware of this connection, whether it's spirit or source making you aware that this is your twin flame, or they are making you aware that they are your twin flame. And you know, and this is the soul's state of it too, and you'll want very badly to be together, right? Sometimes people are right away, but oftentimes there are obstacles that you must move through with twin flames, right? And sometimes you don't always get to union right away. It's like the process. We call it the twin flame journey. for a reason, and this is where it gets very hard to understand. Sometimes we don't always understand what's happening to us within this twin flame process or our spiritual awakening, because you knew this was the one. Later on, the fear and the doubt will kick in and have you questioning your sanity, the connection, everything in your life, how you're living your life, right? And different things like that. And this is going deeper within the healing and the blocks. And this is something that twin flames have to heal and clear on their own too. I know we all go through that. You've triggered such intense emotions in me. Oh my God, this person has stirred up a lot of repressed emotions. I was writing about this morning, that what happens is we have a lot of unconscious, so they're not conscious, repressed emotions, and when they surface, we have a tendency to want to blame that pain and hurt on our twin flame, first off, because we're processing very heavy emotions that are surfacing, and you go through a lot of highs and lows. And we're in Cancer season, expect some more highs and lows, but I mean, with the twin flame, it triggers a lot of dormant energies that have been buried and repressed. So while we're feeling them and we're having all these thoughts, feelings, and emotions coming up that are we feel they're connected to the twin flame, but you were already carrying these energies. They're just triggering old wounds and things like that and patterns by whatever's happening. We have a tendency to want to, I say, point the finger at our twin flame and blame our twin flame, when in actuality they're helping to free us from old energies and karmic patterns. And this happens on both sides as well too. So this can create a lot of confusion with the old energies that are surfacing. This person has triggered you like no one else. So first off, they bring out all the good parts of you in the light, and it's that love bubble, and you see all the best in each other, and you're in that high state of love. But a lot of times in these separations, it brings out very horrible shadow aspects that you might not have even had in reacting to this pain and triggers and feelings that this person has, we'll say, stirred or triggered within you too. And then you feel all the unlovable aspects come up, and the pain and the things you have to face. And there's a lot of healing that goes into this as well too. So the best thing you can do is to do that shadow work and to really focus on healing negative traits, patterns, reactions, or even aspects that you're not that aligned with. This separation is because you started to treat me like a karmic partner, and you'll notice the karma stuff comes up too, whether this is family karma or past relationship karma and patterns, and it can get very nasty on both sides when the karmic patterns come up. And will that happen? If you're holding on to karma, it will come out in your relationships. We know that it will play out, I know. And it's one of the biggest obstacles and blocks that I feel twin flames face, is when this stuff comes up in the middle. It could be outside stuff of karma. This is where we get the family, the friends, and the karmic parties, and the exes, and love interest. Okay, that's all outside of ourselves. But sometimes we have old pain from the karma we've already been through that creates fear, or walls and blocks within our system. And because twin flame triggers everything, if you have unresolved karmic connections, as I said, outside of yourself, or unresolved karmic wounds and energies within yourself, these things are being triggered to the surface. And this is all the nasty energy that we usually are not aware of, or we don't want to deal with. And your twin flame is meant to help you to deal with this karmic baggage, whether connections no longer serving you outside of yourself that are keeping you stuck and trapped in the matrix, or lower frequencies, or lower frequency patterns and pains and wounds from painful experiences that you have already been through. And one way you can tell is because if you haven't resolved something karmically, your twin flame will play that out outside of you, and it may be very, very painful. They may be playing out past relationship stuff that needs to be dealt with, or even inner child, family line stuff, ancestral, generationally. It just kind of depends. I feel your energy around me all the time. So we talked about feeling your divine masculine all the time. When I come back to you, it's forever. This is supposed to be your forever love, but then the work comes in, right? And you'll say, well, why the separation? Because you wouldn't be doing that work without it being triggered through separation. So separation brings a lot to the surface fast. You may do one separation, you might do multiple. Sometimes I think it's common. I've seen a lot of twin flames do multiple, and usually you think you get better at that as you're doing them, but I thought they got worse and worse, right? And they usually get longer and longer. It depends on what kind of issues need to be worked out, but I see that with a lot of the people that I help too. So it's all up to both partners or both twin flames. I came to Earth just to be with you, and so something was activated when you met, and this knowing of this is your person and this is why you're here. You came to this planet together and to be together, and this is activated on some level when you met. I didn't feel good enough for you and knew I had more work to do. So Divine Feminine is doing that work. Your twin flame is motivating you. Make sure you're working on yourself right now. Let's see what's going on to heal too. I have activations I'm doing for today, so make sure you're checking out my website too. That's what I'm going to be doing after. I'm always around anyways for the healings and things like that, but book me on my website if you need me to. And we're just going to do some more cards for Divine Feminine and just see what needs to be healed specifically for this reading too. All right, so we'll see first off on your side what needs to be healed, Divine Feminine. All right, desire. You're thinking about your twin flame. You want them, and yes, I mean in a Kundalini sex, a Kundalini rising sex, merged souls, right? Heroes, schemos, sacred marriage kind of deal. And so this is like, you think about them a lot of love, maybe even fantasizing. With these energies that we're in right now, it kind of blurs the line between fantasy and reality, which is okay, right? 5D to 3D, right? But some of you guys are getting a reality check with your love life. You might notice a lot of red flags. It could be with this person. So you might have seen a lot of problems come up. This could be even, this person might be, I hate saying this isn't for everyone, you'll know, cheating with another person. They might be in another connection. Usually they're trying to hide that from you too and not very honest about it. So we have something deceptive happening. This person might have a double life, other things like they might have kept you at arm's length and been very in your life but kept you out of their life. And you know, you'll notice if they're pulled back or disappeared, they might be with someone else right now. It just kind of depends. But this is stuff that may need to be healed in the connection, and you're gonna know if this is for you too. So this is just healing lower patterns and behaviors. This person, Divine Feminine, is watching you, and they don't want you to know that, but they're watching you, especially on social media and you know, whatever it is. There is a soul contract with this person for spiritual union and to come into full union. That means that if you've been in union and you're separated, that you will come into a full union. And that was just a glimpse or a taste of it, or you wouldn't have done separation. If you're working the path towards union and it's just going slow, no, you're going to come into spiritual union in that full union. If you're in a separation, doesn't matter the situation, there is a soul contract for this union, and it's all about the healing of in separation and what you need to heal to come into union too. So these are things that are being healed on the Divine Feminine side. Whatever's being triggered from your masculine, we'll say. And on the masculine side, they're hiding their feelings. They're very in love with you, but they may have come across as cold and detached, maybe even avoidant. They have deep emotions. In fact, this might have led to some triggering or whatever's going on with your situation. They might have been playing mind games with you. They might have been immature, testing you, studying your reactions. I hate this too, but some of them might be, you know, busy, kept you waiting, and they're not doing good on their test, or they're being tempted by karmics or karmics around them right now. This could be even like flirting or dating or with another. It just depends. You guys will know if that's for you. Okay, so they're thinking about things. They know they have a lot of choices and decisions. This is a card that I always have come up related to the tarot too, of maybe this person wants to keep their options open, or they're thinking about what to do on this connection. Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords, and this is your masculine coming through, because it's a reading still for the feminine, but they're feeling burnt out. They're losing control. They wanted to control you in this situation, and they feel out of control too. This person might be more shy than you think, but they're in that energy of surrender, especially if you guys haven't been getting along or there's a disagreement. Divine Feminine is in the Tower. This is like that upheaval, going through soul shock from something. This is where the divine is intervening with your situation and helping you to clear away a lot of ego programming that isn't serving you, false beliefs. Your reality is getting shaken up. So we go through spiritual awakening. We like to think it's one awakening, but you go through a ton of them, right? And especially twin flame separations put you in another tower moment, upheaval. All the stuff comes up, right? And it is like the carpet gets pulled out from under you, and you have to face a lot of healing. So when you were there, twin flame, you'll probably go through many awakenings just with this person. Like your divine masculine is going to put you through a series of awakenings and healings and things like that you need to go through. This is clearing away those ego beliefs. I always say the negative ideas and the thoughts. Stay focused on the magic, the synchronicities, and being guided in this union or towards union. Okay, so we have the Four of Wands, and this is my happy twin flame card. This is like a nice reunion and union card. You know this is your person. You know this is your twin flame. We talked about it can be normal to question that, to clear away every layer that comes up, and we go through so many layers. And so, you know, this is a very powerful twin flame connection. This is like our coming home card. We have Ace of Pentacles, but it's in reverse, so this might be feeling stressed about money, missing opportunity, and we have that again over here. So you might feel on the feminine side that you missed an opportunity, or you messed things up, or you didn't act right when you could have. And this is like delays, plans not working out. You might have a lack mentality, but this is not, this is around money, because we have those themes coming up the rest of this month and over the next couple of weeks. But this is about your love life. This is a relationship, twin flame reading. So you might have a lot of negative feeling, lack of love, or loss of love. Sometimes if you go into, oftentimes separations are no contact, no communication. It feels like a death, because you go through a death each one. Maybe you have one, maybe you have several. Every time you're going to go through an ego death. So for those that are in separation or working towards union but not seeing their twin flame a lot, in this space we have this like ego death tower energy coming up as the universe is moving you forward on your spiritual path, or your path to spiritual awakening. And we have that kind of letting go energy. We have the Page of Wands. This is like, this person's going to come in, they're going to, if you're like not communicating, they're going to apologize, they're going to say something to you, there's going to be a conversation, whether this is a text, a phone call, and this can indicate if you're already in a relationship, we're going to that next level. This could be proposal energy, moving in together energy, getting real about your feelings energy. Expect conversations to be happening as well too. But divine feminine, working on ego, you know, your pride and ego probably got in the way of the connection. There's been a lot of damage caused by the divine feminine on the divine feminine side, and both of you are hurting over this connection. This could have been things said and you know that. So you're both hurting, whether you know that or not. A lot of times you think the masculine isn't, because they like to put on that front, but they're hurting too. Okay, so we're going to do a reading for the divine masculine now, just to see what is going on. Start here. Okay, so reading for the divine masculine. What's going on for the masculine collective? If you're the divine feminine watching, take this as direct messages from your masculine too, okay? Everywhere I go, I look around as if you'll magically be there. They might be missing you or your connection. They might be literally thinking of you all the time. It's like they go to this other place in their mind. This could be someone that daydreams, detaches, or spends a lot of time in their head. And they feel like they're with you anyways, because they're thinking about you a lot. And they are seeing signs. They're expecting you to pop up, right? They might be seeing people that look like you. They're seeing your favorite stuff, or things that remind them of your time together. I wonder if you still think about me. How do you feel about me now that you've had time to reflect? They might have left you to heal and reflect, they feel, but it's getting to them, especially more distance, more separation, and they're wondering what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what's going on with you. They're spending a lot of time thinking about you and what is going on with you, and hoping that you're healing and reflecting. I let my ego get in our way. I couldn't let go of my pride, but you saw through me. You knew the truth about me. So this is like This is ego got in the way on both sides. I think that's the worst phase to go through, the ego triggering. It's like every layer takes you through something different, and ego doesn't like this surrender to enlightenment, let alone the journey to twin flame. So it's like ego stuff. This could be old beliefs around love, like if you're programmed to think, oh, love never works, you know, you never give it a try because you're trying to protect yourself. This is layers of defenses, protection, but it's all the stored negative beliefs. So if you watched a lot of negative movies around love and you're like, oh God, it always goes bad, or people always get hurt, or these could be beliefs picked up from the family where you saw your parents' relationship. This could be other people's twin flame stories. A lot of people read all the negative stuff and they think it'll go that way for them, and we create separation consciousness or ego kind of narratives, not trying to, because it's like our stored collection of beliefs. And this is like healing some of these things. I'm still trying to find a place for myself in the world. Our relationship was different and special. Other people don't understand it. And a lot of the masculines go to their friends and family and they'll tell you a lot of bad advice. Just forget this person, move on. 90% of the people, I'll say 100, no, I'm kidding. Most of the people around you don't have their twin flame in their journey, and the reason why is because that's your matrix, that's your hologram, those are your past lifetimes, and you know that you come together with your twin flame to ascend in that last lifetime. So many of you masculines, you're on that last lifetime. So when you're hanging out with the other people, these are the people you're meant to elevate and to help on a community level, but most of them don't understand this divine connection, so they'll just treat it like a regular 3D relationship and break up. Not to mention, most of them have their own bad experiences and are struggling with love, because we see a lot of the collective struggling within their relationships or have bad relationships. So when you tell them about your experience, it will trigger their past stuff and they will project that onto you, like they've never met your twin flame, and they'll start projecting like they would about how they feel about the divine feminine. So if you're talking to a guy friend and you say, oh, I'm having problems, they'll say, oh God, blah, blah, blah. And they'll project all of their unhealed stuff onto you. And you'll take this in as more division and negative beliefs and things like that. Or you'll talk to your family, maybe parents, depends who your support is. And they'll tell you from their 3D view, right? Like, oh my God, or, you know, and you already know from masculine's family, nothing you did was ever good enough for your family. And so they'll have that, nothing is ever good enough with your partner. They'll never be good enough for you. You'll go talk to women friends, right? And you don't know that they actually want to be with you, right? And they'll be telling you to get rid of your twin flame for their own motives, right? And then you're going to have all this energy to navigate that comes up with twin flame, because oftentimes when you're in, especially separations or away from your twin flame, you go to those around you. But oftentimes masculine needs to clear more of the energy around them too, because they know that it is no longer aligned with that fifth dimensional state of consciousness too. Or divine masculine goes out and they go to do other things or meet new people, and then this throws more stuff in it too, right? Like, okay, so this is also about, you know, clearing some of that distortion within your field. Anything not aligned with union is not aligned with your path, because we're trying to get out of that mind, you know, enlightenment. And masculines, I was telling someone this morning that you guys have spent many lifetimes by yourself from past lifetimes, so you're very used to that. But this is all about, you know, coming into union, and this is kind of different for you, right? So you're being guided to align with union during this time, knowing that is your destiny to come into this union. That is the mission. You're worth more to me than I let on. You guys left some of your feminines not knowing that. Like, you guys made them think you didn't love them, you didn't care about them, that you could easily move on, that you could easily date other people, whatever it was. And you know that on a deep level that you actually care a lot more. And so in doing that to the divine feminine, you stirred up or triggered a lot of unnecessary pain of them going into also your false narratives too. Or some of you told the feminine you could detach easy from this. You weren't being affected like that. That was just one-sided for the feminine, right? But you know that they've been on your mind every second. You're still going through the twin flame journey. Even it doesn't matter if people are super asleep, because some people are on the planet or even awakened. I say you're still going through this twin flame process, and it's triggering the same stuff and the same process that everyone goes through. So some of the masculines hid how they felt, and some even sabotaged the connection because it was too intense. And divine feminine didn't understand that this was from your own blocks and fears and things coming up, and they probably took it very personal on their side. I'm sorry I couldn't be what you needed me to be. I don't want to be toxic anymore. Both divine feminine and divine masculine are clearing a lot of toxic things that have come up within this connection. This is not meant to be a toxic relationship. And this is where the confusion comes in of how some of you guys are navigating or seeing these connections, because you're used to the 3D connections of your past, or you're holding a lot of pain and wounding from your past. So, you have these high walls and blocks that are getting in the way of this connection. I know that we have a soul connection. Divine masculine knows this is a spiritual connection. It's very guided by the divine, guided by spirit too. They know that. You're my past and my future. You might have had past experiences with this person, but you're meant to come together in the future. Just know that. You need to raise your frequency to come back together. Work on your energy. Divine masculine, work on your energy. Work on healing your energy so that you can come back into union if in separation, or shift into full union. Your doubt, fear, and worry is blocking union. I desire union just as strongly as you. Divine masculine wants this union. They know you're their person. I manifested you once and it will manifest you again. Some of these divine masculines should be manifesting union to help the feminine too. You guys are very powerful manifestors. This is why oftentimes, I know we're in this weird state of like out of balance with the feminine and masculine, but there was a reason why masculines manifested that home and the material and everything in the matrix in the past, because you're good manifestors. So needing to manifest this union, it's all very contingent on you too. So we have, what is the masculine needing to heal for this union? Some of you are being secretive, sneaky, mysterious, and hiding information. This could be hiding your feelings, or we could go to the deepest extreme, hiding karmics or things you shouldn't be. It just depends, right? Okay, you are obsessed with this person and just as attracted to your feminine too. Once again, you might not be disclosing that. You're facing a lot of karma right now. This is divine intervention and even having attachments come up. So this could be attachments to old situations, people, family. Oftentimes we have the strongest attachments with past relationships and family that we need to let go of. And I say that a lot of you masculines tried to bring all that into the union and it caused a lot of problems. And like, you can't be in that love bubble with your ex, your mom, your friends that are talking badly about it. And a lot of you guys carried all this energy connected to you in your field into the union without doing enough ascension work. So when you meet and you get the connection to motivate you, but there's more clearing work that needs to be done too. So this is coming up. Also, not being balanced within your own feminine and masculine energies, especially for those masculines that have, we'll say, run, avoided, or pushed their feminine energy away, because your feminine is your feminine energy. You guys might be way into your head, into logic, and needing to shift into your feelings and feel your feelings more. So this is to come into balance with your feminine. They're probably opposite to the type of karmics that you would hook up with, have sex with, and date in the past, like literal opposite to your type. And I see that, like when I see my twin flame, he had his same type. All of them they reflected his mother issues, and a lot of them were codependent and addictions and mental health problems, and they had a couple kids, and all the same type. Maybe they all look the same too. So you have a type of what you were dating. And then this is just an example. I'm polar opposite of that, right? No, all of them had, problems, the same problems on the list. And like, I've healed all that. Okay, so your divine feminine might be polar opposite, because this is a reading for the masculine, of your usual type. Like, you might have noticed all of your partners check the same boxes and having the same problems. And your divine feminine's actually done the healing in these areas and is the opposite in some of these areas too. So this is like, they're different than your usual type. They're polar opposite. Like, if your usual type looks like this, they might look different, right? If your usual type was, whatever, they're total opposite of that too. Okay, so this is where your feminine is at and what she's healing. Some of them are facing karma too. Their life is falling apart, especially without union. So for the ones that have left divine feminine in separation, or maybe divine feminine left you in separation, they are feeling this emptiness that I'll say only the masculine can fill that union, right? It's like you have a taste of it, it's taken away. It's like you go through the motions. So some of your feminines are struggling, going through the day, going through the motions, and feeling happy about other areas of their life because of this twin flame situation. It just kind of depends. Your divine feminine is looking at pictures of you. They have a lot of regret and they're missing you. they're having to deal with their own avoidance patterns. Some of them are hiding, feeling guilty, and not communicating well or at all either. And this is from other areas of their life. So we see some of the feminines are in hermit mode and blowing off other friends and connections, like have been distancing from friends, family, other connections. And so we see a lot of the masculines, they're out and they're hanging out with karmics right now and having fun and enjoy being single. But we see a lot with their free time when they're away. And we see a lot of the feminines going deep into the spiritual awakening, healing certain things, right? Working on other areas of their life, but in that healing bubble, we'll say. Your divine feminine wants to better communicate, have conversations, and for you to express your feelings. Maybe this is an area that you struggle with, and this could have been causing, we'll say, issues with the connection too. All right, let's see. I forget which cards I did, but we did these. All right, we're gonna wrap it up for masculine. I'm just gonna do a couple more cards and go a little deeper into this. Okay, so masculine. Okay, they're daydreaming, and know that your feminine's equally thinking about you all the time. Masculine is daydreaming about their feminine. The feminine is always on their mind. They're questioning the universe, this journey, and your spiritual path. They're trying to detach. They want to clear this off their mind and maybe even clear the connection. This is a deep heart chakra connection too. So you always feel each other. They might be trying to cut that cord or connection, understanding they can't. They're divine feminine. They understand that you're irreplaceable and that they can't find you anywhere else. I know if they thought they would, right? Like replace you with a karmic or go back. We think we'll go back to our life before spiritual awakening. You've come in and changed this person. They know that they can't match that anywhere else after meeting you. And so this is inseparable. They know that that separation is an illusion and that you're so connected. So masculine is still feeling connected to the feminine, and if you're working towards union, just feeling that connection just as strong. That love is always there, even if you're far apart, working through separation consciousness, distance, slow coming in union. You're always feeling each other. We have the 5 of Swords, and this is like, you guys might not have got along. There might have been some kind of problem, but this is surrendering to the process. You might have been playing games, because this is masculine on the card, or playing mind games, or trying to get the upper hand on something. But you're surrendering now to this path or this twin flame situation. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse, and this is like, usually it's like new beginning energy, good news, starting over again. There is a block here, so there have been some delays and setback. Divine masculine is not motivated. You might be having no drive, lack of energy, or not feeling like doing anything, but you're holding yourself back from this union in some type of way. This could be slowing down the process. And things like that, trying to control things. We see that a lot, like divine feminine wants union and wants communication or wants to do something in the masculines to try to feel better and control things, try to do the opposite. We have the Page of Swords, and you're very guarded from this connection. You might not have let this person in, you might have pushed them away, you might have put up high walls, but you're keeping an eye on your divine feminine. This is like you're watching them, spying energy, right? And this is like, all right, but you might have something karmically going on in the background too, where the universe is trying to have you wrap up karmic loose ends, because this is my karmic card too, right? And it depends. We talked about karmics. It could be karmic justice, balancing, healing other people, something you need to wrap up. We have this 5 of Cups energy, but you're sad, and you might be hiding this too, because we talked about hiding your feelings. And this is like focus on loss, especially if you have lost your twin flame into separation. It's not like any other, it's not a breakup, and those are meant to happen. Oftentimes it's not going well, so you're having regrets, you're in an energy of heartbreak, but having to deal with a lot of emotional baggage. You feel abandoned too by your divine feminine, and depends on what happened. So you're upset about how things went, and you're dealing with deep abandonment wounds that your divine feminine has triggered. And this could be around not feeling good enough, inner child healing. We're in Cancer season, this is inner child healing season, right? And the old stuff that might have been very painful from your past or your childhood or old breakups or things like that. And so you're dealing with this energy. This could be sadness, grief, or depression that are coming to the surface. It depends on what's in your karmic past that's come up that you're having to deal with from this connection. All right, I'm going on that note anyways. Have a beautiful day. If you need me, just go ahead and book me on my website. I'll be around doing healings and activations today. If you need me, just book me on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. Make sure you're booking my twin flame readings and even twin flame coaching. It's going to help you a lot with moving through this twin flame process. Have a beautiful day.